Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is lesson 642. The title of today's lesson is the difference between low profile and low key. Okay, somebody wants a screenshot, do it right now. Let's go right to it. Low profile is often used with the verb keep as a noun, meaning trying not to attract attention. So you use it with the noun, it really becomes like an idiom to keep a low profile. So it's actually as a noun. In this case, we'll always be using profile. So we also say, so trying to be inconspicuous. As an adjective, now low profile can be both a noun and an adjective. As an adjective, low profile can mean modest or limited in scope. Okay, let's continue. If one tries to be low key, he or she often is intentionally restrained, so they're trying to control themselves, or modest. You prefer to keep something on a small scale. So the word small scale is also important with low key. When you're talking about affairs or events, you're trying to keep it smaller. So the focus is more on the size. Let's continue. We have a second meaning, of course, for low key, not showing much energy or enthusiasm or more subdued. In regard to energy or enthusiasm, we'll probably always be using low key, not low profile. Trying to make sure something is not obvious or hyped. All right, well, here's where there could be more crossover again, because that's also connected to the idea of, trying not to attract too much attention. Let's continue. We can describe someone as low key. So especially like with the verb to be, we could say somebody is low key, but we usually don't say somebody is low profile. That actually sounds awkward. Okay, let's continue. And we got 6 examples here to give you a better feel of when you're more likely to use one than the other. Here's the first one. They often say if you win the big lottery jackpot, you should keep a low profile. All right, here it's definitely low profile. We're using the verb keep. Profile is like a noun. It's simply the idiom. You don't want to attract a lot of attention if you win the big jackpot, because many people will be knocking on your door asking you for money or trying to act like your new best friend. Okay, let's continue. Number 2, some celebrities will try to partially disguise themselves to keep a low profile in public. So again, keep a low profile definitely would be profile. So they don't attract crowds, and you're trying not to attract too much attention. All right, number 3, that famous actor decided to have a private. Now, in this case, both could be used. The feel to them is slightly different. That famous actor decided to have a private, low-key wedding rather than having hundreds of other celebrities to attend, or low profile. Now, if you say low-key, the focus is probably on a smaller scale. Maybe he just doesn't want a really big, wild wedding. Maybe that's just not his thing. But if you say low profile, it's more like you don't want the cameras there. You don't want to attract the public attention more. So the focus would probably be more on attention here. The focus with low key would probably be more on the scale, that you just prefer smaller things. In your private life, maybe you prefer it this way. All right, let's continue. Number 4. After those burglars made a big score, means they stole something, they got a lot of money. They all agreed not to make any large purchases for a few years and keep a low profile. Yeah, I've seen this in a few movies sometimes where they do this. They tell each other, no, don't spend any money, because, maybe they were like a team of criminals. They all have records, so the police might be checking. If they could find one of them, they could connect it to the other. So they tell them all, don't do anything. Just pretend like nothing happened, like you're just doing your everyday job or something like that. So you don't attract attention. So again, the focus here is about not attracting a lot of attention. This way, they won't attract the attention of the police. Yeah, so if they start seeing you spend, hundreds of thousands of dollars and you only have a job that makes $30,000 a year, that will attract attention. All right, number 5. I thought he was going to be really excited about it, but he acted very low-key. All right, this is the one about, enthusiasm or excitement. So this one will always be low-key and not low profile. All right, number 6. Our finances have been cut this year. It means they made a lot less money. We cannot afford to throw a fancy party. We should just keep it simple and have a low-key gathering. Here they mean it, again, on a small scale, but it's probably not so much about attracting attention. It's more about being cheaper or lower cost, because they can't afford to have the big party now. They want to keep it low-key. They want to keep it on the small scale. In that case, you're probably more likely to use low-key. For a few friends and family, or for just a few friends or family. Okay, anyway, I hope you got it. I hope it was clear. I hope it was very informative. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.